Hello, and welcome, my Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your twin flame contract reading for May, June 2020. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, and Venus in Libra. Yes, witch work. How y'all doing today? I'm well aware of what's going on planet Earth. Who isn't? But, not talking about it on YouTube. So let's get down to biz, shall we? If you're new to my channel, please do like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, and comment in the comment section, because I love to get people's take on this kind of stuff, because a contract, particularly a twin flame contract, can play itself out in so many different ways. But before we talk about the reading, let's talk about the reading. This is a general reading, right? Please take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs as well. That's why I'm doing Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and because upload times have been ridiculous, I'm trying to keep these relatively short time-wise, but getting you as much information as I can in the amount of time that I can do this in quickly. So I can get content out is really what I'm trying to do without cutting corners vibrationally, spiritually, guidance, and grace-wise. Cool. So a twin flame contract, if you are new to the work and how I do it, twin flames are not soulmates. Those are both soul contracts, but they are very different. In a twin flame contract, for example, they're not all romantic, sexual. My father and I had a twin flame contract, nor do you only have one. I have had several twin flame contracts, mostly with men, and yes, with some women thrown in there, but certainly not sexual or romantic with the women. I'm gay, if you could not tell. Change the batteries in your gaydar. But the foundation of a twin flame contract is you teach each other, right? You teach each other how to love yourselves, how to care for yourselves, how to set boundaries, how to respect yourselves, often by treating each other rather poorly. In the case of my father, he could not give me the acceptance of me that I wanted from him, of me being a gay male. It just wasn't in him. And that's okay, because if he had, I wouldn't have gone on the journey to find that acceptance for myself from within, right? So you get it. They're teaching, they're turbulent, they're traumatic, they're tricky, they're transformative, and it's that transformative aspect that teaches you how to be the mate of your own soul, to love yourself so that you can be a better soulmate in your soulmate contracts, which is a different set of readings, right? You with me? You got it. Cool. We are looking at this like a contract. One side of the table will be the divine feminine, party number one. The second over here will be party number two, the divine masculine. I am not talking about bodily gender. I'm talking about energetic dynamic, divine yin, divine yang, if you want to go Eastern, which I prefer, but hey, this is YouTube. Let's keep it divine feminine, divine masculine, because that's what people understand, and I'm cool with that. Other than that, if you will focus on your breath, as will I, we will both be in the present moment as much as possible. Me, so that I can get you clarity, guidance, and grace. You, so that you can feel what resonates, leave what doesn't, because I'm reading really not just one zodiac sign, Libras, but the Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. I'll multiply it by 4. That's a lot of people. So let's see what hits the table, shall we? Nice, deep breath. We're going to start with the Caroline Mace archetype cards, one for each, the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Reverse that. All the decks that I read are in the description box at the very, very bottom. Go look, because there's other cool stuff on the way down. I plan it that way. Shall we? Let's do this. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved, please. 2 cards, one for the divine feminine and one for the divine masculine, in this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract for May, June 2020, please. Can we please have one for the divine feminine? Thank you very much. And one please for the divine. No. Please, one please for the divine masculine. Is that you? Yep, just one. Thank you very much. Because if I get 2, it just means it's not the right cards, right? So who do we've got? Ooh, we've got the Rebel and the Messiah. Wow. The Rebel, definitely the action family of archetypes for the divine feminine. Divine feminine rebel, remember, doesn't necessarily mean a woman. And for the divine masculine, the Messiah, again, doesn't necessarily mean a man. Divine family archetype. Let me read you what's written on these cards. All archetypes are neutral. So in order to express that, there's a shadow and a light attribute. The shadow attribute is what you are most likely learning to heal, right? You're teaching each other how to heal, though you cannot really help each other heal. Do you feel the difference? Soulmates, you help each other heal. The shadow attribute of the rebel rejects legitimate authority out of anger, rebels out of peer pressure or fashion. Because there was the punk movement and then there was new wave, right? The punk thing didn't have a lot of money, right? That was sort of the point. It was rebellious. New wave, you were buying stuff at Kmart, essentially, to be all new wavy, punkish. So rebelling out of fashion, but also rejecting legitimate authority out of anger. Got a lot of that going on, and think always have. The light side of the rebel, however, challenges authority to affect social change, rejects spiritual systems that don't serve inner needs, right? So even if you were raised a certain religion, a certain tradition, a certain spirituality, and it's not serving you, I left the Catholic Church because, I was going to hell just because I'm gay, because I like boys. See ya, I'll go join somebody else's party, and I did. The goddess took me, and didn't she just... It's been so much fun ever since. You know, paganism. We've got good coffee, apparently. Let's look at the divine masculine Messiah, divine family archetype, shadow attribute, exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed, right? In doctors, we call that God complex. Here's the Messiah complex really spelled out for you. I'm the only way that this relationship can work. Oh, really? Really now? The light attribute, though, so beautiful. Serving humanity with humility, right? So the divine masculine here really has the opportunity to alchemize that, but humility means admitting you don't know. The grace, grant me the maiden grace of humility, to know that I do not know when I do not know, though I am willing to be shown the truth of the situation, right? So it takes a certain vulnerability there that Messiah archetypes in the shadows usually don't have, because everything depends on them. They're not allowed to be vulnerable. They're not allowed to not know. Tricky, sticky. If you're not sure which one you are, which they're very different, it's okay. We are going to take 5 of the Daughters of the Moon Tarot to clarify the Divine Feminine, and 5 Mythic Tarot to clarify the Divine Masculine. Breathe with me, will you, Leaves? Oh, my goddesses, please. Hi, Aphrodite. Please, my goddesses. 5 cards, element spread for this Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. This Divine Feminine Rebel in this Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract for May, June 2020. Please, element of fire. What does this Divine Feminine Rebel want? Yep, I felt that one. Element of earth, what does this divine feminine rebel have to help her get what she wants? You know what? Let me do that one again. That was sticking together, please. Element of earth, what does she have to help her get what? That means that when they stick together like that, it means that's not the right ones. Please. Element of earth. There we go. See, when it pops like that, that's what I'm looking for. Element of air, what is she thinking? Thank you very much. Element of water, what is she feeling? Nope, that's 2. Element of water, what is she feeling? What is she feeling? Come on, come on, come on, come on. Nope. Yeah, the earth and the water, which are the 2 feminine elements here, being a little tricky sticky, quite literally. Please, what is her element of water? Thank you very much. And let's give this a nice butterfly. And element of spirit, what is the voice of her soul in this twin flame soul contract? Took some work. Oh, interesting. What does she want? She wants the Libra card. So whether or not this is the Libra, she wants that Libra energy, wants that fairness, wants that balance. Seventh house energy, a partnership, a marriage, something fair and balanced within a relationship. Now, for a rebel, that would make sense that they might be rebelling against an illegitimate authority, right? Challenges authority to affect social change. Reject spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs, particularly if they're in a type of relationship where their inner needs are not being met, or maybe even their outer needs are not being met. Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, I've done this long enough, I am out of here. Or at least she wants something of balance. What does she have to help her get that? Three of Blades, focus. Now I know people hear the Three of Blades, they think Three of Swords and heartbreak. But to me, the Three of Swords, even in the Rider-Waite deck, bless you, Pamela Coleman-Smith, I don't think she meant that card to mean heartbreak. I think she meant that to mean the name of this card, focus, right? That to get to the heart of the matter, right? Because that heart is not broken in that card. Here you have a maiden, a mother, and a crone meditating and joining their energies together in focus. Three of Blades. So what she has, interesting, two elements of air. First two cards down here for the Libra. This could be the Libra. This could also saying she wants to be authentic to herself if this is the Libra watching this. To really focus, to focus the mind. Now, asking a Libra to focus their mind is certainly easier than with a Gemini, but not as easy as for an Aquarius. Aquarius is fixed air. This is cardinal air. So to be able to focus on, let's look, what is the element of air here? The Hermit card. No wonder I had trouble getting that card out because I needed focus. So here is the wise one, the Kaliach, she who rides alone and above, right? So to focus on being alone for a time, to go out on her own, to work on her, to think about herself. And perhaps she is rebelling against a toxic relationship here, or one where, because if the Messiah is ruling the roost in a way where it's power over rather than fair balance of power, I could see her thinking about walking away from this and being on her own. Now, considering the situation that they're in right now, if they are living together, that could be tricky, but she's definitely has the ability to focus on thinking about going her own way and calling it another lonely day. But if they're not, that could be easier. Let's see what's going on in the element of water. Earthquake. An earthquake. Five of Pentacles. She's not getting her needs met. She's shook. Emotionally, there's earthquakes last seconds. Like a 10-second earthquake. Like if you count from 1 to 10, imagine your whole house shaking for that long. A lot of damage, a lot of change can be done. So this might be something that shook her very quickly, but it feels like there's no going back on this one. That feelings were hurt, feelings were shook. The nervous system was rattled here, and I can feel that. And that was the other card that was having a trouble coming out. What is the voice of the soul here? The Wanderer. There you have it, the Nine of Flames. Time to move on, girl. Time to pack up and go. Nine of Flames, Nine of Wands. Let's move on. Let's move through this. Let's get on to the new life, because there is a sun rising and or setting, can't tell from the card itself, beyond the horizon. Yeah, she's getting the call to move on. And I've seen this theme almost sort of repeated in these twin flame cards. I knew when we were all going into lockdown that the divorce lawyers are going to be busy. Ooh, yeah, because when you are trapped in a place with somebody that the expiration date on the relationship has already passed and you stayed too long as it is, it's, yeah. Let's see what's going on with him, shall we? Now, just because she wants to bolt doesn't mean that he's horrible either. Doesn't mean they don't love each other. There can certainly be love there, but maybe they've grown in different directions and they're teaching each other how to be authentic to themselves. Let's find out. Nice deep breath. My gods, please. 5 cards. Element spread for this divine masculine Messiah archetype in this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract for May, June 2020, please? Element of fire, what does he desire? We'll put that one back in. We'll take, you know what? I looked at it one more time. I'm sorry. That did not go well. One more time. Please, 5 cards, element spread for this divine masculine Messiah archetype in this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract for May, June 2020. Element of fire, what does he desire? Thank you. Element of earth, what does he have to help him achieve or get what he desires? There we go. Element of air, what is he thinking? Hey. Element of water, what is he feeling? Element of spirit, what is the voice of the soul? There we go. Let's see who and what is going on here. So for the Messiah archetype, what does he want? Temperance, okay? A disciplined balance, right? Wants to temper things, wants maybe to work things out, wants to stabilize things, but maybe again with that sense of control. Yeah, Messiah archetypes are tricky to deal with because they rarely believe they are wrong, right? And that would make sense with the shadow, exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed, but at the same time with that light attribute, serving humanity with humility. So maybe that's that thing, wants to bring himself into balance that way, but that takes time and discipline. I think of when you're tempering eggs in a recipe, it means you add usually a warmer liquid to them gently, slowly, so that the eggs don't curdle, or otherwise you get scrambled eggs, right? And for a souffle, that's not great. Not that I would make a souffle ever, I'm not that skilled. Well, what he has to help him do that is the Two of Swords, which to me is a card of analysis. He's got to think about this for a little bit, and he probably is thinking about this. Particularly interesting with that Two of Swords, with here you have 2 cups, as is traditionally seen in the card of Temperance. This is Iris, the goddess of the rainbow, to how to kind of bring together that light and that water, that thought and that action. So has the ability to think about this and contemplate it, though may not want to. Is he willing to work this out in a way that's amicable, where I kind of feel like this divine feminine wants out either way? What's going on in his mental field? There is the card of the Lovers. That is the card that was going to pop out for the fire position, and here it is in the air. A card comes out where it's supposed to come out. So is making a decision now here may very much have this back and forth analytical process going on about, that's what he has, the ability to analyze what a life-changing decision involving a love relationship. This does feel, at least at one point, was romantic sexual, not feeling so much it is now, though. I mean, I'm not even going to say this is parental, because even a parent at some point has to get that the child is going to go their own way and live their own life, and if they don't, they're going to lose the child. I could see that playing out this way. But with that card of the Lovers there, usually the parent will say, you know what, you're going to go your own way, and I love you, and do what you got to do, but I'm always here for you. With a Messiah archetype, maybe not in that shadow. What's he feeling? Ooh, the High Priestess. Now this is where it gets really, really tricky. Because we now have 3 major arcana cards here, and only 1 here in the Divine Feminine. So it feels like this Divine Messiah, or the Divine Masculine Messiah archetype here, is really going through it in terms of the emotional, not sure how they feel, or feeling so deeply that might be afraid to go there, and is therefore keeping it all on a mental, analytical level. Not uncommon for a Divine Masculine vibe. And with the voice of the soul, 8 of Cups, walk away. Walk away, walk away, walk away. She's got the 9 of Flames, the Wanderer. He's got the 8 of Cups, walk away, walk away, walk away. Just walk away. Just walk away. So really, that does speak to me of something more romantic, sexual. If these two are married, that's going to be rough, because it feels like he might very well be saying, I am the only way this is going to work. And she's saying, oh yeah, that's illegitimate. I'm out of here. You don't rule me. Like, I don't care what we agreed to. Null and void this contract. I'm out. Because a rebel doesn't do really well with somebody who believes that they are the only means through which something can work. Let's have a look-see-dooksy. Last card down for this Twin Flame contract. Healing Mantra deck card from the Healing Mantra deck. That would make sense. From Matt Kahn. The Voices of the Ascended Masters. One side of the card is the mantra, the other the name of the mantra. I will use the name of the mantra to look it up in the little bookie booklet that comes with to get you some information. Now, no matter what this mantra is, whoever's watching this, the more you work the mantra, the more it will help you heal yourself, teach yourself, learn what this contract is teaching you so that you can move on in either direction. Now look, if you are the Divine Masculine Messiah watching this, you've got to get that serving humanity with humility. You can serve this contract, this relationship with humility, knowing that you don't know everything. If you are truly in that from the get-go, then the High Priestess in that emotional field is gonna give you the intuitive steps to do, but you can't know ahead of time. You can't anticipate every move on this one. It doesn't work like that. Not if what you really want is temperance, to do this in a balanced and disciplined way. So let's get you an alchemical mantra here. Breathe. My Ascended Masters, please. One card in clarity for this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Twin Flame contract for May, June 2020. Please, what is the perfect healing mantra for this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Twin Flame contract? There we go. That's weird. Just got a weird kind of reverb or something. Who do we got here? Amplifying abundance. Abundance is my birthright and I receive it now. They both want more, right? They both want more. More of life, more of love. This, again, might have gone stale. Abundance is my birthright and I receive it now. And I can feel that very strong. Almost like that's like a I don't want to say a warrior call here, but a clarion call, probably the better word, for this rebel. It's like, well, abundance is my birthright, and I receive it now, and kind of is ready to walk. Not the first reading that's gone this way, though. Amplifying abundance. Abundance is my birthright, and I receive it now. When you are abundant, you feel confident that life will always meet your needs. Whether things go according to plan or not, abundance is not a matter of having more than enough, but of seeing from the soul's perspective that only your ideas and beliefs can ever limit your experience. Abundance is a readiness to be supported by the universe in exchange for letting your light shine at full capacity. And I gotta say, I'm feeling that more on this side, where with that Eight of Cups, it feels like this Messiah may go through, like knows the decision has to be made, but it might be more of a sad experience, where for the Divine Feminine, I mean, rebels in general tend to like really cherish their freedom. More element of fire, though. This mantra is ideal for unraveling beliefs of lack and scarcity, overcoming fear, and increasing confidence. That all kind of makes sense here in this contract. Let's pop up the picture and see what else we can see, shall we? Nice deep breath. Magic clap. Because we have the Divine Feminine Rebel archetype in the shadow, rejects legitimate authority out of anger, rebels out of peer pressure or fashion. The light attribute challenges authority to affect social change, rejects spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs. And that would make sense here, because what she wants is that fairness, that Libra in that fire position, right? Wanting something balanced. And that really does certainly point towards something more romantic, partnership, oriented, right? The scale's 7th house is definitely one thing in relationship to another. But what she has to help her get that is the 3 of Blades, to focus her mind. And to focus her mind on what? Well, looking at the position of air as indicated with the 3 of Blades. We're looking at the hermit, the Kaliak, she who rides alone, to pull back and see things from a higher perspective, to see a larger picture, and perhaps to gain insight and inspiration. Because emotionally, she's feeling shook by this. The 5 of Pentacles, the earthquake. There's been an emotional change here for her, that there is no going back, right? Something has fallen and it has broken and it cannot be put back together, at least not anytime soon. And that's why even the voice of the soul is saying 9 of Flames, the wanderer. You may not know exactly where you're going, girl, but it is time to move on. Follow the sun, follow the star, follow the light, keep going. Looking here at the divine masculine Messiah archetype in the shadow. Exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. Not great. The light attribute, serving humanity with humility, and my goodness gracious if he learns that here. Or maybe, you know, I don't want to say that he's like that all the time. Everybody is a balance of their archetypes as they learn, heal, grow, and evolve, but there might be a missing piece of humility going on here, which the divine feminine is like, I can't do this. I can't. If you're the only way that this can succeed, then I am out of here. But what he wants is to temper this, right? That card of Temperance wants to do this in a balanced, disciplined way. Doesn't necessarily need to kick anybody out of the house. Doesn't necessarily need this to be messy. Is perhaps willing to serve this transition with humility, and is thinking about it. Has that 2 of Swords, analyzing the situation, going back and forth. Well, we could do it this way or we could do it that way. The thing is the ego can co-opt that process and turn it into one of anticipating every move, and the quantum doesn't work that way. The divine plan doesn't work that way. It will often come up with the thing you didn't anticipate. But that certainly then points to the element of air, where he's got the card of the Lovers, a life-changing decision, a sacrifice of some kind. Can't really win for losing on this one. It is about this relationship for sure. I'm sure there is love here, but a decision has to be made to move on. And with that card of the High Priestess there in the water position, Persephone in the underworld with the upper world but steps away, perhaps there is some deeper stuff going on here, a deeper intuition moving him, saying on some level, yeah, this one is over. Go deep within yourself, which we see reflected in the card of Spirit, the 8 of Cups. Here is Psyche in the underworld, or going down into the underworld to run some errands for her future mother-in-law, actually mother-in-law at that point. But Aphrodite did not sanction the marriage between her and Eros, Aphrodite's son, so has to go into the underworld, has to do some introspection, has to go do some own inner healing. And with this healing mantra, amplifying abundance, abundance is my birthright and I receive it now, it does feel like both of them are being called towards another life, a higher life. One where not just the physical things they want, the money, the sex, the power, you know, all of that stuff, but that they are able to live their lives from a more soul-centered place, trusting that whatever comes to them is going to be their abundance, because perhaps there was a great deal of lack going on in this twin flame contract. So there we have it, my Libras. A tricky read for sure, and a tricky, most likely turbulent, tumultuous, but teaching twin flame contract for you both. So may the Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed in their twin flame contracts for May, June 2020, that they may heal, that they may grow, that they may follow their own paths, that they may make the decisions, that they may focus, that they may come into balance, and that they may amplify their abundance individually and for the well-being of all. So mote it be. And so it is. Thank you for watching. I know, not the easiest read ever, but if you would please like this video, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, and comment in the comment section below. It would be greatly appreciated. Otherwise, wishing you the very best and the very blessed of the rest of May into June. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.